All right, welcome to King James on the road. As you guys can see, we are not in our typical kind of filming studio. We're here on the road here in Salt Lake City because we're doing a little road trip, and tomorrow we're headed out to Monument Valley. Then after Monument Valley, we're going to Grand Canyon, and you guys are going to see tons and tons of footage on that. So stay tuned if you guys want to see the videos and photographs from those locations. But on the drive here, I was thinking about some of the newest kind of accessories and pickups that I got for film photography, and I thought I'd share it with you guys and do kind of like a film photography accessories that you need video. I've done these in the past before, but none of the ones that we are going to be showing today have been mentioned in any of those. And I feel like some of these products, especially because they are under $50, are things that you guys might want in your film arsenal. And as always, you guys, I'm going to leave links in the description below to where you can pick them up at the best price possible. So without further ado, here are some new film photography accessories that you need in your film arsenal. Alright, so the film photography accessories that we're going to be talking about today can pretty much be used with any given camera. So there's not really one kind of specific thing for a specific camera. If you shoot film, 99% of you guys will be able to use this stuff. Alright, so for the first accessory, probably one of the most useful, it's going to be this little thing right here. So if any of you guys have ever traveled with film before, some of you guys may know how tedious it might be to carry your film around in like a Ziploc bag or just kind of scattered everywhere in your camera bag. And so the first accessory here is going to solve that issue. And this one right here, folks, is a Kodak film holder. This particular one is made from Kodak. There are a couple of different brands that make these and they all pretty much work the same. They hold your film, but I personally went for the one from Kodak because one, it's made out of metal. They come in different colors. There's also a 5-roll holder or I believe it's a 12-roll holder that also holds 120 film. So as you guys can see on the top here, it holds about 5 rolls of film. Pretty simple to use. You take your film, you insert it, and as you go, you can kind of put your already finished film stocks in here as well and keep everything nice and tight. Say goodbye to the days of having a ton of random film rolls bouncing in and out of your bag. Keep them all in one place, safe and secure. Super useful in my opinion, especially if you are traveling or if you just want to make sure all of your film doesn't get lost. Keep it in one of these, and yeah, nice little handy accessory right here. Okay, so next up on the table, folks, is going to be a filter set from the company Tiffen. Now, Tiffen is not sponsoring this video. None of the products we're going to be talking about today is sponsoring this episode. These are products that I just genuinely enjoy that make a difference in my photography. And it's not just any filter set, folks. This is an ND filter set. Now, what's great about these sets is that if you have lenses with the same filter thread size, for example, like on my Pentax 6.7, my 55 and my 105mm both share the 67mm kind of filter thread. And so Tiffen really blew me out of the park with this one, being able to have multiple different kind of, neutral density filters in one place that all interchange through my lenses. Not to mention on the camera right now, there is an ND filter. On my 35-1.4, there's an ND filter, and I do have filters as well for the Pentax 6.7. So if you have lenses that share these same filter threads, picking one of these little nifty Tiffen filter sets is a true game changer. Now, switching over into things that actually go onto your camera. Now, anybody out there who has heard of the company Peak Design, you guys know that they make some amazing straps. Now, on most of my film cameras, I have these rope straps. And rope straps are great because, one, the aesthetics of them, you can get them in different colors. They kind of have this paracord looking feel to them. But in terms of actual ergonomics and how comfortable they are throughout the day, the rope straps aren't all that comfortable. And also with the rope strap, you're going to need to buy multiples so you're not changing these straps out on every one of your cameras. Now, Peak Design camera straps solve that issue. If you guys have never seen Peak Design camera straps in the past, they basically have these little anchors. And these anchors you can buy multiples of, and when you buy a Peak Design strap, they give you extras as well. And you can put these all on different cameras. I have some on my R2A, on my F3, filming on the Sony a7 III, I have it on there as well. And the great part is, with the actual straps that you get, all you have to do is kind of clip it into this locking system, pull down, and it's secure and in place, and that's not going anywhere. They're actually very, very durable. I've had this one for over 2 years and no damage whatsoever. Now, Peak Design makes a couple of different straps, but personally for me, my favorite go-to Peak Design strap is the leash. It's this kind of thinner looking one, and the thing that I like about it is that one, you can kind of wear it as, you know, a short strap if you just have like a smaller camera that you want to keep ready to go at all times, or you can extend these straps out, and that gives you the flexibility to kind of hold your camera here onto these sides. So it gives you a couple of different options with how you want to set up your camera. But if you only want to buy one strap and use it across all of your cameras, it's definitely worth investing into a Peak Design strap. All right, so the next accessory, you guys, is actually going to have to do with the GoPro. Now, for those of you guys who film your own street photography sessions or just want to be able to film with a GoPro on top of your camera, the next accessory is absolutely essential. Now, in order to be able to put my GoPro on to my camera, you're gonna need one of these right here. So this thing right here, folks, is a simple cold shoe. Oh, all right, so this thing right here, folks, is a cold shoe or hot shoe mount. And it has the attachment here for the GoPro. Now, one cool thing about this is that it's made out of all metal, and it has this adjustment ring to where you can tighten it down so it stays locked onto your camera at all times. And it's very simple. It works just like any other GoPro accessory. You slide it into the grooves, then you go ahead and grab your pin. Your pin locks it into place. And what's cool too is that when you don't tighten this down all the way, you can actually adjust the angle in which you film with the GoPro. So if you want to angle it down a little bit, you can definitely do that, or even angle it up, whatever you want to do. And just like a flash, this whole setup fits here on the top of any camera that has a cold shoe or hot shoe, and you're ready to film your videos. But the last accessory that we're going to be talking about today, folks, is one that I can only recommend if you absolutely needed it. Now, for most of you guys who are watching this episode, you probably already watched the video talking about the new lens that I got for the R2A, which of course, you guys, is the Voigtlander Ultron 28mm f2, which is this baby right here, the 28mm Ultron. Now, the problem that I had was both of my Leica M mount cameras didn't have 28mm frame lines. You can utilize the entire viewfinder as a way to frame your image. But if you don't want to do that, you're going to need to pick up an external viewfinder. Now, the problem with external viewfinders is they're usually extremely expensive. They're anywhere between 200 to 300 bucks. So I went online looking for a solution, and I found this thing right here. So folks, this is another cold shoe, hot shoe mount external viewfinder, but this one is super cheap. It's made out of plastic, and you can get it for your 28mm lens or your 35mm lens. Now, the great thing about these things, again, folks, is that they're just super cheap. The build quality is cheap. The optical quality, it's not bad, but if you absolutely needed kind of like a external viewfinder to compose, you can pick one of these up. But ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty simple. Maybe you have a 35mm lens and you don't have frame lens for it. You can just throw this thing on top, and that is just the way it looks right there. Now, inside of the actual viewfinder, you don't have frame lines. You just have similar to what you would see in like a disposable camera, or maybe in just like a standard SLR. There's no information in there. It's just an optical viewfinder. No frame lines, bare bones optical viewfinder. You just see through it, and it's going to give you the field of view of a 28mm or 35mm if you get that particular, I guess, focal length. I honestly like this thing better on the GR3 rather than on my film cameras, but that's just my personal preference. Maybe it's different for you guys, and you can pick these up online anywhere between $10 to $20. But there you have it, you guys. That is kind of the film photography accessories that I wanted to share with you all. I hope you enjoyed it and found something new that you guys could utilize in your arsenal. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have any other film photography accessories that you want to share with the community. But for now, I'll see you guys tomorrow in Monument Valley. And as always, this has been King Japes, Minolta Gang. Whew.